Recently, US Vice President JD Vance announced that he would accompany his wife Usha Vance on her upcoming visit to Greenland, intensifying pressure on the autonomous Danish territory that President Donald Trump has expressed interest in acquiring. Vance, a vocal advocate of Trump's foreign policy agenda, said that he would not only visit US Space Force personnel station in Greenland but also assess the region's security situation. There was so much excitement around Usha's visit to Greenland this Friday that I decided that I didn't want her to have all that fun by herself, and so I'm going to join her, Vance said in a video statement. This announcement follows significant criticism from Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen, who described the visit by the Second Lady of the US as unacceptable pressure on both Greenland and Denmark. Usha Vance is scheduled to be in Greenland from Thursday to Saturday, where she will participate in the National Dog Sled Race in Sisimiut, an event reportedly sponsored by the US consulate in Nuuk, according to local media. Since resuming his presidency in January, Trump has renewed his efforts to acquire Greenland, citing national security as a primary concern, and has not dismissed the possibility of using force, which has heightened tensions. In his video, Vance underscored the strategic significance of the territory, asserting that foreign powers aim to use Greenland to threaten the United States, threaten Canada, and of course, threaten the people of Greenland. Vance further stated, on behalf of President Trump, we aim to enhance the security of the people of Greenland. Additionally, Trump has recently proposed that Canada should become the 51st state of the United States, which has raised further alarm regarding his expansionist views. The visits by US officials have triggered political backlash in both Greenland and Denmark. Before I proceed, I encourage you to like the video and share your views on the topic in the comment section below. Your feedback is invaluable for us and a wider audience around the world. Frederiksen condemned the trip, saying you can't organize a private visit with official representatives of another country. Meanwhile, US National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and Energy Secretary Chris Wright are also expected to travel to Greenland this week. The visit comes at a sensitive time in Greenland's political landscape, as parties continue to negotiate a new coalition government following the March 11 elections. Greenland has long sought greater autonomy from Copenhagen as a self-governing territory of Denmark. Although JD Vance will become the highest-ranking US official to visit Greenland, a visit to a US base is less controversial than the original plan for his wife's visit, which Greenland's acting head of government, Mute Agid, called a provocation. Earlier this month, Greenland's leading political parties issued a joint statement to condemn Trump's unacceptable behavior. Outgoing Prime Minister Mute Agid wrote on Facebook that his country would never be the USA and we Greenlanders will never be Americans. Don't keep treating us with disrespect. Enough is enough. However, Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen said that the decision was very positive and that Denmark had nothing against the Americans visiting their own base. Why does Trump want to buy Greenland? Why is Greenland important for the US? Greenland holds vast untapped mineral and oil reserves, though the extraction of uranium and oil remains banned, with Arctic sea lanes becoming increasingly accessible due to climate change. Greenland has drawn growing geopolitical interest from the United States, China, and Russia, further complicating the situation. Greenland's strategic location and resources could benefit the US. Greenland lies on the shortest route from North America to Europe, making it strategically important for the US. It is also home to a large American space facility and is vital for the US ballistic missile warning system. The US has expressed interest in expanding its military presence, including placing radars there to monitor the waters between Greenland, Iceland, and Britain, which are a gateway for Russian Navy vessels and nuclear submarines. According to a 2023 survey, 25 out of 34 minerals deemed critical raw materials by the European Commission were found in Greenland. They include materials used in batteries such as graphite and lithium, and rare earth elements used in electric vehicles and wind turbines. In recent years, there has been increased interest in Greenland's natural resources, including mining for rare earth minerals, uranium, iron, oil, and natural gas. But what if Denmark doesn't want to transfer Greenland to the United States? Will the United States use military power to take control of the island? Trump could pursue his desire to take over the territory in several ways. Asked earlier in January whether he could rule out using military or economic force, Trump said he could not. His recent comments have shocked the Danish political establishment, sparking hastily organized high-level meetings in Copenhagen earlier last month. While Trump has declined to rule out the use of military or economic means to gain control of Greenland, Vice President JD Vance has dismissed the use of military force. According to Ulrik Pram-Gad, senior researcher and expert on Greenland, the idea of buying Greenland is based on a misunderstanding of international law and the principle of self-determination, which gives people the right to choose their own political status. What is the current status of Greenland? Greenland, a former colony of Denmark, became a former territory of Nordic Kingdom in 1953 and is subject to the Danish constitution, meaning that any change to its legal status would require a constitutional amendment. In 2009, Greenland was granted broad self-governing autonomy, including right to declare independence from Denmark through a referendum. Decades ago, the US under then-President Harry Truman sought to buy the island as a strategic asset during the Cold War for $100 million in gold, but Copenhagen declined to sell. Trump in his first term also offered to buy it in 2019, but both Greenland and Denmark rejected the proposal. So what do the people of Greenland want? A majority of Greenland's inhabitants support independence, but they are divided over the timing and potential impact on living standards. Greenlandic politicians have since 2019 repeatedly said they are interested in strengthening cooperation and trade with the United States. However, Greenlandic Prime Minister Mute Agid, who has stepped up a push for independence, has stressed the island is not for sale and that only its people should decide their future. In 2019, Denmark decisively turned down Trump's proposal to purchase the island, with Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen describing the idea as absurd. When questioned about Trump's renewed interest in January this year, Frederiksen emphasized the importance of close cooperation between the Denmark and the United States, while also asserting that Greenland should have the autonomy to shape its own future. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for new videos on important international topics.